Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be having a look at some of the things I've noticed in Cricket 22 with the new patch 1.26. Let's not muck around and get straight into it. First things first, what they have decided to do in this patch is actually add a new stadium, the Great Barrier Reef Stadium. It's on the smaller end of things in terms of size, however a beautiful ground nonetheless. I believe this ground has been used multiple times in the WBBL tournaments in real life, as well as the WAFL. So it's quite a nice touch to see the Great Barrier Reef Stadium in Cricket 22. However, side note on that, I have noticed that the Great Barrier Reef Stadium has been stated down as being in Sydney. However, that is not the case. The Great Barrier Reef Stadium is actually in Mackay, which is in Queensland. So just a small error there that needs to be corrected in a future patch, making that become Mackay rather than Sydney in the state of Queensland. So if they could correct that in a future patch, that'd be much appreciated, just so it doesn't take away from the realism and the teams that are assigned to that stadium or home grounds. Also, in competition mode, they have decided to add the feature that they have in the Ashes series, where you can actually now play as either a team or a star in competition mode. There is three options. You can either play the full competition with all the teams, you can still simulate obviously, you could play as a single team, or you could play as one star player throughout the entire competition. The choice is up to you. So the fact that you can go through an entire competition either as a singular team or as a star player gives you more control, more ability to make it as realistic as humanly possible. So a nice little touch there. While we're in competition mode, in the World Championship, you can also have a host of the World Championship inside competition mode. So you can choose whoever you want to host the World Cup if you choose to do so. So you can actually choose a host to any World Championship Cup of your choosing in any format. Can be tests, one day, T20, and both the male and female options. Also, I have noticed, not just in the patch notes, but after mucking around in competition mode, that in the 100 there is actually a new draft feature. However, I'm not too aware of how to use that feature as of yet. As you can see in the footage here, I've decided to attempt to draft a team, but for some reason it just came up blank. I passed the selection on, and for some reason the entire England team decided to appear on my screen. So how that draft works in the 100 in competition mode, I'm not too sure. I'll have to have a bit more of an attempt at it, but yeah, there's that to look forward to. I don't know whether it's broken or whether I'm doing something wrong, but there is a draft mode in the 100, which is good to see. I hope we see more draft-like settings and stuff like the BBL or Caribbean Premier League as well, but we will see in the future if that becomes to be a thing. So in the patch notes, I haven't really played too much of this new patch as of yet. We see a lot of improvements to wicket keeping, general fielding, frame rate performance, various batting shots, and timing with the batsmen. So they are all good to see. But I have yet to play a full game as of yet. I've only had a few games where I've gone in, had a few overs, and then decided to quit and close the game. So hopefully we'll see improvement with the ideal timing missed batting shots, because I noticed there has been a few issues just with batting in general. Like, the batting was great before patch 1.25, and then all of a sudden it's sort of crept downhill once again with some of the shots. Like, we had slow motion shots, the batsman hitting way too early, and it says ideal. Just a cluster of issues with batting. It hasn't affected the game too much, but you know, when you've hit something you thought was ideal and you're getting slow-mo bat shots, you're getting too quick, too early, too late, you know. Even with the ideal stuff, it just seemed off. Like I couldn't understand what was going on. So hopefully that has been fixed. Wicketkeeper fielding improved, apparently, as well as wicketkeeper spin bowler reaction. So I'm assuming that's just, you know, the wicketkeeper screaming out and saying nice bowling when the ball's been bowled, stuff like that, I would assume. And the final one here we're going to go through is some people had this showing before the patch, but personally I didn't have this show up at all, and that is the HUD showing an indicator whether after a no ball a free hit was allowed. That little section of the HUD did not appear with free hit before the patch. Now it has, so that is great to see, especially when it comes to custom matchups, whether you have free hits on or off, or whether a friend has set up a custom match, whether it's long or short form. It's just hard to know. I know you have the umpire signaling a free hit, but just a general reminder, as the bowler is coming in to bowl his next delivery, there is just a visual reminder there until the ball has been bowled that you have a chance to score with the free hit and not get out unless you've been run out. So it's nice to see little visual cues, especially if you miss the umpire's call, or you decide to tap the X for PlayStation, A for Xbox, and you skip over that little cutscene of the umpire waving his hand in the air for a free hit. Yeah, so them little HUD reminders are good to see, especially during a cricket game when there's so much going on. And it's nice if you're a bowler too, because if you're bowling, you know you bowled a no ball, the free hit reminder's there, you know you're going to get tonked, so there's that. That's going to do it here. Have a great day or night, wherever you may be, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everyone.